2023 is expected to be a big year, and for good reason. We have some of the biggest films coming out this year, some of the most exciting and anticipated video games, as well as some incredible television and anime. Here's my top 10 list for some of the shows that I am most excited for in the year 2023. So January 2023 starts out big with the show that I am most excited about, The Last of Us. This will be a live TV adaptation to one of my favorite games of all time, The Last of Us. If you have not played it, you are definitely missing out. But it tells the story of Joel, a grizzled survivor of a dangerous post-pandemic world who has slowly lost his sense of morality after the loss of his daughter, and Ellie, a young girl with her own struggle to find real human connection, are forced together and must traverse across the dangerous US in search of a faint hope for the future of humanity. The game itself really blew me away with how grounded it was, giving you a real glimpse of human connection in a way that no other video game had done in the past. I can only hope that Pedro Pascal, who plays Joel, and Bella Ramsey, who plays Ellie, are able to give us that similar feeling as we watch through this show episodically. I'm really excited to see what they do and cannot wait to see one of my favorite games of all time brought to life. Next on the list, we got to talk about The Flash Season 9. Now, this isn't just another season of The Flash on the CW, and whether you watch it or don't watch it anymore, I think this season is going to be the one to check out. Why? Because it's the final season. That's right, this is Barry Allen's final run, and him, Iris West, and the whole Flash gang are going to be facing some of their toughest challenges yet. There's a lot of pressure on this final season. They're only doing 13 episodes, which is much less than their usual 22. So I'm interested to see how they wrap up this entire story, what cameos they decide to bring in to surprise fans. I'm hoping that we see Oliver Queen, potentially Cisco, and maybe a few others, and just how the final season of The Flash wraps up. This is not only the final season of The Flash, but this is also the end of the Arrowverse in its entirety, with The Flash being the final show that exists on the CW from this whole kind of superhero Arrowverse. It's going to be kind of a bittersweet ending. Number 3 on this list has to be Kaleidoscope. This show actually drops on January 1st and is one of Netflix's experimental projects in which you get to watch the show in just about any order that you want, and that's going to dictate the entire story. Now, if that doesn't interest you, Giancarlo Esposito is expected to star in this show, so that already gives me a reason to watch. I am interested to see how watching the show in different orders changes the way that the story and the narrative plays out. This isn't the first time that Netflix has done kind of one of these experimental shows, but I'm very excited and interested to see if this one catches on and how fans seem to take to it. Kaleidoscope tells the story of a master thief and his crew who attempt an epic heist worth $7 billion, but betrayal, greed, and other threats undermine their plans. So expect this show to be full of twists and turns and excitement. I'm very excited about the cast that they have for this show and cannot wait to see how this show kicks off 2023. Next on the list, you already know I had to throw an anime in there. That's right, I'm talking about Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer launched its second season, the Entertainment District arc, in 2021, and it continues to blow me away. This is one of my favorite anime of all time, and I cannot wait to see the next arc in this epic story. This is expected to bring 2 new Hashira into the mix that I've heard are relatively OP, so I'm very excited to see their new abilities, what Tanjiro's story has for him in this new chapter, and just how the story continues to play out. If you have not jumped on the Demon Slayer train, you are absolutely missing out. This anime is incredible, beautifully written, incredible visuals, and it's just all around absolutely badass. Number 5 on this list is actually a Marvel show. I'm talking about Agatha and the Coven of Chaos. This is a show that I wasn't originally interested in at the time, but after the previous casting of Aubrey Plaza playing an undisclosed character, I'm very excited to see this. If you guys don't know anything about me, I love Aubrey Plaza, but I am a big fan of Catherine Hahn, who I've been seeing in a number of projects that I absolutely love. So I'm excited to see how she continues to evolve this character of Agatha after the events of WandaVision. I don't know too much more about this story other than the fact that it's a spin-off of WandaVision and is supposed to take place relatively immediately after the events of the final episode. But you know what? I'm excited. I'm excited to not know anything about this show. I'm excited to just kind of go in blind and kind of see how everything plays out. This is expected to be a big entry into Marvel Phase 5, bringing characters like Mephisto into the mix as well. So I'm excited to see how this kind of connects to the broader universe that Marvel continues to build out. Number 6 on this list has to be The Mandalorian. Now, I don't need to give you much more about The Mandalorian or why I'm excited about it. You should probably already know if you saw the last season. This show is absolutely incredible and another opportunity to watch Pedro Pascal this year outside of his role in The Last of Us. Plus, after the events of Boba Fett, we see Mandalorian and Grogu once again reunite, and I'm very excited to see what shenanigans they get into together. Ever since I watched the first season of Mandalorian, I don't know, there's something about this show that's very special. I don't know if it's Grogu or it's the combination. It's Mando, like him just being an absolute boss in this show. There's just something about it that I found myself really gravitating towards ever since episode 1. So I am very excited that we're going to be getting a 3rd season this year in 2023, and I simply cannot wait. Now, speaking of Disney Disney Plus series, specifically Star Wars, we also are supposed to be getting the Ahsoka series. Now, Rosario Dawson is supposed to be reprising her role as Ahsoka as she did in the Mandalorian series, and no explanation needed. Rosario Dawson is amazing. Now, the Ahsoka show is set 5 years after Return of the Jedi and after the end of the Mandalorian Season 2. Ahsoka is traveling across the galaxy in search of Grand Admiral Thrawn, so you can expect an interesting plot, a lot of adventure, and some incredible action. Ahsoka is a badass. And after seeing her in the Mandalorian Season 2, I believe, there's just something about her getting her own show that just has me very excited. I really enjoy Ahsoka, and I think this is going to be one to remember. Number 8 on this list, we have to go with Secret Invasion. Now, I don't have a lot to say about this show other than the very little that I know about the plot from the comics, but I do believe Secret Invasion is going to be a big connecting piece in the overall Marvel Cinematic Universe. The overall story of Secret Wars involves the subversive, long-term invasion of Earth by the Skrulls, a group of alien shapeshifters who have secretly replaced many superheroes in the Marvel Universe with imposters over a period of years. So I'm fully expecting to ask the question of who is real, what is real in this show, and again, I feel that this is going to be an integral piece to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm very excited to see it. We'll also get to see Samuel L. Jackson reprise his role as Nick Fury, or so we think, and I think there's just gonna be a lot of, and I find this to be, from the trailer, to be a very different vibe and tone than what we've seen in previous Marvel shows. So I'm very excited to see how this show, which represents a little bit of a darker tone, how this integrates into Phase 5. And number 9 on this list has to be Beef. Now, this is a comedy drama series that is supposed to be dropping on Netflix. However, we do not have a confirmed date, but I do believe that it's supposed to drop at some point in 2023. This series is created by Lee Sung-jin for Netflix and involves Steven Yeun and Ali Wong. There is nothing more I need to say about that. With those two at the helm, I'm very excited to see how this show plays out. So the short synopsis of the show is two people who let a road rage incident burrow into their minds and slowly consume their every thought and action. Now, with that being a comedy series, I can only imagine the kind of shenanigans and chicanery are going to be involved in this show. I'm a big fan of Ali Wong and Steven Yeun, so I'm very excited to see how this show plays out, and I'm more interested to see what the first trailer looks like. And number 10 on this list has to be another Marvel show. It is Loki. Now, Loki Season 1 was incredible on just about every front and continues to be one of my favorite Marvel shows to date. I feel like the risk that they took to broaden out a relatively complicated character as Loki was so well done and beautifully imagined. I found myself hooked on the show from start to finish and could not wait for more to come. And it would appear that in 2023, our wait will finally be over. We will get Loki Season 2, which I expect to be, once again, another integral part to Phase 5 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And so that is my list of shows that I am most anticipating in 2023. So you can expect reactions to be dropping for every single one of these episodes and so much more content on the way. So be sure to drop a like on this video if you did enjoy, subscribe if you're new here, and comment down below what is a show that you're most excited for in 2023. But for now, that's all for me. As always, my name is That Guy Rye. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.